Hello everyone. In this video we're going to go over step by step on how to add your partner's and your children's application to your Canadian citizenship application so that they will all be processed by IRCC at the same time. I have already made a video about a step by step and how to complete and fill out Canadian citizenship application, and I have linked that video in the bio. Feel free to check that video. It goes over all the steps that you must follow in order to fill out your Canadian citizenship application, how to pay the fee, and how to submit the application. I highly recommend you to watch that video. But for those who have already watched that video and are just curious about how to add their partner's information as well as their children's information to their application, this video is for you. We're going to go over a step by step on how to add your partner's information and your children's information to your Canadian citizenship application. Your partner can be your wife or your husband. So in order for you to add your partner's information, you have to, after your application is done, again, I did talk about how to create this application in my previous video that I have linked in the bio. So I'm just gonna assume that you have already watched that video. After you filled out your application and you completed it, before you submit your application, you can just add your partner's information and your children's information so that their citizenship application can be processed at the same time as yours. So let's just say that you finished your application. You went over all the steps that I mentioned in my previous video, and now this is your application. Now you want to add your partner's information. In order to do that, you just scroll down. Right here, it says co-applicants applying with you. This is where you can add the information for your partner, whether it's your husband or your wife. This is where you can add their information, and this is where you can just ask them to join your application and have IRCC to go over your application and your partner's application at the same time. You want to click on invite an adult co-applicants. When you click on that button, again, this is for this is to add your partner's information. You want to scroll down and then you want to make sure you add their email address here. So let's just go ahead and add their email address. After you entered their email address, you scroll down. So you have to pick a security question, and then your partner must be able to answer this security question. And your answers must match. So whatever answer you you type here, you gotta make sure that your partner, whether it's your husband or your wife, also type the same address the exact same way. So let's say it's asking, what's the first name of the co-applicant's oldest nephew? You just pick the easiest, the security question that's easiest for you to remember and you're more comfortable with. I'm going to go ahead and pick this one. And then I'm just going to go ahead and type an answer for that security question that I'm sure my partner can answer. And again, as you just saw, the answer to the security question must be between 4 to 30 characters. Again, your answers must match. So make sure you let your partner know that this is the answer to the security question. After you're done with that, you can just scroll down. Then you click on send invitation. Okay, so after you invited them to your application as co-applicant, you can see that their email address will show up here. And then they have to go to their email address and they have to click on the link. I'm going to show you here how it works. So as you can see, your partner will receive an email from IRCC with an invitation link, and they can either accept or decline. Keep in mind that they have only 14 days to accept or decline the invitation. If after 14 days this link is going to expire and it's not going to work, make sure you let your partner know that they have to either accept or decline the invitation within 14 days. In order for your partner to accept or decline the invitation, your partner must click on accept or decline the invitation. When they click on the link, it's going to bring them to this page here. If your partner doesn't have an account, you must go ahead and click on create account. If your partner has an account, then you can just type the email address here and their password here. In our case, we're going to consider, in this case, we're going to assume that the partner doesn't have an account. We're going to go ahead and create one for the partner. You just got to scroll down. I have gone over all these steps in my previous video. So feel free to check that out. If you want a more detailed video, you just want to scroll down, click I agree, and then here you have to type the email address. Then you want to come up with a strong password. Your password must match these criteria. Make sure it's got a special character. It's got a special character. It's got one number, and it has a lower and uppercase as well as, and it's 8 character long. After you enter the email address and the password, you click on create an account, and then they're gonna send you a verification code to the email that you just typed. Then after you wanna confirm it. Okay, now your account is created. It was that simple, okay? IRCC is gonna send you an email to your account, this one right here, and you must click on this link here. So after you type the code and you clicked on continue, you must, IRCC is send you an email. This is gonna be the email that you're gonna receive from IRCC. You must click on this link first. And then after you clicked on this link, after you click on that link, then you can go ahead and type your email address and password. Then you click on sign in. Then it's going to bring you to this page. You can check your actions here. So the action section, this is where you can accept or decline the invitation that your partner sent you. However, in order for you to do that, you have to first create an application. So you got to go back to your account. First, you gotta start creating an application. You gotta click on create an application. Then you have to answer this question. So
this is for your partner, right? So, and he or she is an adult. So this is what they this is the option they want to pick. Then you want to scroll down. Then you want to enter. This is for your partner's information. So in this case, we're gonna say her name is Sarah. Sorry, that's the family name. We're gonna say her family name,
and then his first name is Sarah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it's Ross again.
And then the date of birth for this person. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it's 1966, August. I'm just gonna say it's August 4. Then we can click on create an application. Again, this is the information of the partner. This is the information of the person that the link was sent to. So you want to enter their information, their family name, their first name, and their date of birth, and then you want to go ahead and click create application. So when you do that, you can go back to check your actions, and you can see that that message was gone that was saying that you have to create an account because you just created an account and now you don't have any error message. Now you got to go to the invitation section. You have to type the security answer to the security question that I talked about earlier, and it must be the exact same way that you first typed it. After you type the security answer here, then you can either accept the invitation or you can decline it. So we want the partner to be added to the application, right? So we're going to go ahead and click accept the invitation. And you can see that the message is going to show up that you have accepted the invitation from your partner. And then it's going to bring you to this page. And as you can see, it says that everyone must complete their individual actions before the group can submit all applications. Also, as you can see, it says that for privacy reason, you cannot view the application of the co-applicant if the co-applicant is an adult. After you see this page, you can just go back to your account. Just go back to your account. It says your account, just click on that. And then here you can, the partner can start filling out the application. In this case, the partner is Sarah Ross. They can start filling out their application. You just click on start. And then as you can see, it's gonna bring you to all these steps that I talked about in my previous video. Again, I have linked the video in the bio. It goes over all these steps and how to fill out all these steps one by one. So feel free to check that video. It goes into the details of how exactly you must fill out every single of these steps. And then after you're done, you can just move on to the next section. It's the pay the fee section. One thing here that I need to state: one person can pay for the entire family. You do not have to pay separately. I highly recommend you not to pay separately. Again, one person can pay for the entire family, as I showed you in my previous video. On the receipt, as I showed you in my previous video, it's gonna show how much you have paid. So just go ahead and pay for your entire family in one transaction, and after you paid for the entire family and you attach the proof of payment that I talked about in my previous video, you can just scroll down and click on the second option here. It says, I'm not paying for anyone, someone else will pay for me. You can just click on this, and then as you can see, when you click on that, it's going to turn green automatically. Again, you do not have to pay separately. Try not to pay separately. Just have one person pay for the entire group, and then when the first applicant, the person who started the application, attach the receipt, they're gonna click on that receipt, and they're gonna see that that person has paid for the entire family, so there won't be any issues. And as you can see, they have already given you the option to pick, which is this option here. I'm not paying for anyone, someone else will pay for me. And after you click on that option, you'll see that it turns green. Then you must go ahead and sign the application, and then that's it. When you're done, your application is gonna show up here, and it's gonna show that it's been signed and completed. Now I want to, and here, as you can see, is the information for the first person who started the application. Now I want to go ahead and I want to add the information for children. So in order to add your children's citizenship application to your application so that they all be processed at the same time, all you have to do is to click on create an application here. You just have to click on that. Then it's going to bring you to this page. Then you should scroll down and pick this option here. This is the one that you want to pick. Don't get it confused with the option below it. This is the right option. Minor 5-2 application, or minor has a Canadian parent or a parent who is applying for citizenship at the same time. This is the option that you want to pick. Don't get confused by the wording. I know the wording is a little bit confusing. This is basically saying that if you have a child who want to apply for Canadian citizenship at the same time as you, then this is the option that you want to pick. Or if you have a child who has a Canadian parent, this is also the option that you want to pick. After you pick this option, you scroll down, and then it's gonna ask some questions about your child. It's asking for their family name. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's Ross. Then it's asking for their first name. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's Tina. Then it's asking for your child's date of birth. I'm gonna say it's on 2021, September 30th. After you're done answering those questions, you have to click on create an application. Then you can see that your child's application has been added. If you have a second child and you want to add their information and their application to your application, you have to repeat the same process. You just want to go ahead and click on create an application. You gotta scroll down, make sure you pick this option. Minor has a Canadian parent or a parent who is applying for citizenship at the same time. Again, don't confuse it with the option below it. This is the one that you want to pick. Minor 5-2 application is the one that you want to pick. I have made a video about the differences between these two applications. If you want to know the difference between them, just click on the link in the bio, and I have explained in more details about the differences between this application and this application. Or you pick that option, you can just scroll down and you have to answer these questions. So it's asking for the family name of my second child. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's Ross. Then it's asking for my second child's first name. I'm gonna say it's Sam. Then it's asking for their date of birth. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's 2023, December 14. Then you have to click on create an application. Now you can see that your second child's information has been added to your application. After you're done creating an application for your children, you have to start filling out their application. You can just do that by clicking on start. Then it's gonna bring you to this page. You have to go over all these steps one by one. You have to answer all the questions and enter all the information. And after you get green check mark right next to each one of these steps, you can just move on to the next step, which is pay fee step. As I mentioned before, for this step, you can just have one person to pay for the entire family, for the entire group. And then when that one person pay for the entire group, then you can just go ahead and pay this option for all the applicants. You can just say, I'm not paying for anyone, including myself, someone else will pay for me. And you can see that as soon as you click that option, you get a green check mark right next to pay fee, which is what we want. Again, I highly recommend to have one person to pay for the entire group. That's just make the whole thing a lot easier, and it's gonna cause way less confusion. Just have one person to pay for the entire group, and then after they do so, you can just go ahead and pick this option for all the other applicants, and then you'll be good to go. After you get that green check mark, you can just move to the next step, which is review and sign. So for this step, you just have to go over all these information, make sure you've entered them correctly, and after you get that green check mark right next to each one of these steps, then you can go ahead and sign the application. And then after you're done signing the application, you can just go back to your account and you can start the application for your second child by clicking again on start. Just go ahead and click on a start button, and you just have to repeat the same process for your second child. You go over all these steps one by one. You enter all the information and you make sure you get the green check mark right next to each one of these steps. And after you get that green check mark right next to each one of these steps, then you move on to the pay fee section and you just repeat the same process. You click on I'm not paying for anyone, someone else will pay for me, and you can see that you get that green check mark here. And then you just move on to review and sign a step, and you basically repeat the same thing. You go over all the informations and you make sure you've entered them correctly, and then after that you just sign the application, and you can save it and you can just go back to your account. After you're done completing the application for all these people, then you can submit your application, and that's how you add your partner and your children to your Canadian citizenship application. And that's basically it. Hope this video was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe.